Hello and welcome to Sudoku Pro.
This is a 3-star puzzle from today's Hindu. Let's get started. Let's start with the central block. There is a 7 and 8 here in column 4 and a 7 and 8 pair here in column 5, which blocks these three cells. So 7 and 8 has to be in these two cells. There is a 7 blocking here in D row. So D6 takes 8 and E6 takes 7. There is a 2 here in E row which blocks these two cells. So F4 takes 2. Now the missing numbers are 3 and 4. Let's fill it with 3, 4 pair. Let's try to fill F row now. There is a 4 here in column 8 which blocks these three cells, and there is a 3, 4, 3, 4 pair here. So this 4 blocks here this cell here. So F9 takes 4. Now in F row, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 5 and 7. There is a 7 in this block, so 7 cannot be here. So F8 takes 5 and F2 takes 7. Same pattern, let's fill D row also. You have a 4 here in column 2 which blocks these two cells here, and again this 3, 4 pair blocks 4 here in this cell. So D1 takes 4. Now the missing numbers in this row are 2 and 6. You have a 2 here. So 6 goes here in D8 and 2 goes here in D2. Now in this fourth block and sixth block, we have only 2 empty cells. Here the missing numbers are 1 and 8, but we do not have clues across. Similarly, here the missing numbers are 5 and 6. Here also we do not have clues across. So let's wait for the clue. Now let's try to fill this block. There is a second block. Whenever you have this small square of numbers, you have to see the numbers which are blocking. It is very easy to find out these two numbers or these two numbers when we figure out the numbers blocking these two cells or these two cells. Here luckily we have 3 and 2 just blocking these two blocks. So 3 and 2 goes here. We already have a 2 blocking from here. So A4 takes 3 and A5 takes 2, and the missing numbers are 4 and 6. There is a 4 blocking from here. So C6 takes 6 and B6 takes 4. Now, because of this 3, E4 takes 4 and E5 takes 3. Now, the only missing number in column 5 is 4. The only missing number in column 6 is 9. In this block, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 1 and 6. There are no clues about 1 and 6 around, so let's fill it with 1, 6 pair. There is a 7 here in A row and a 7 here in B row, which blocks these two rows. There is a 7 here in column 2, which blocks this cell. So C3 takes 7. So this 7 blocks these two cells, and this 7 here in F row blocks these two cells. There is a 7 here in H row, which blocks this cell. So G1 takes 7. Now this 7 blocks these two cells, and this 7 here in H row blocks these two cells. There is a 7 here in column 7 and in column 9 which blocks these two cells. So I8 takes 7. Let's try to fill column 8 now. You have a 3, 2 pair blocking this cell here, and there is a 3 and 2 in this block which blocks this cell. There is a 3 and 2 here in H row which blocks this cell. And now only 2 empty cells are left. So 3 and 2 has to be in these two cells. There is a 3 blocking here in G row. So G8 takes 2 and B8 takes 3. Now there is a 9 here in column 9 and a 9 in column 7, which blocks these two cells. So 9 goes here in A8. Now in column 8 there are only two empty cells and the missing numbers are 1 and 8. Since there are no clues of 1 and 8, let's mark it as 1 8 pair. Now in this block this is the only empty cell, so this takes the matching pair 1 8. Let's try to fill a 0. You have a 3 here in 0 which blocks these two cells here. So naturally 3 goes here in C2. Now the missing numbers are 2 and 5. There is a 2 blocking from here. So C7 takes 5 and C9 takes 2. Now the missing number in this third block are 1 and 6. Let's fill it with 1 6 pair. Now here in 0, there are 3 empty cells and the missing numbers are 1, 5 and 6. You have 5 in column 7 blocking this cell. So 5 goes here in G3 and again 1, 6 pair goes here. Now in column 7, there are only 2 empty cells and the missing numbers are 3 and 4. There is a 4 blocking from here. So I7 takes 3 and H7 takes 4. This 5 here in I row blocks this cell here. So 5 goes here in H9. Now here you can see 1, 6, 8 are missing in this block. There is a 1 here in I row here. So 6 or 8 can go here. Now you can see a triplet is formed beautifully here. 1, 6, 1, 8, 6, 8 is a triplet. Similarly here in column 9 also you can see this 1, 6, 1, 8, 6, 8 triplet. In I row there are 3 missing numbers 2, 6 and 8. There is a 2 here in column 2 which blocks here. So I3 takes 2 and let's fill I2 with matching pair 6, 8. Now there is a 2 here in column 2 and this 2 here in column 3 blocks these two columns. There is a 2 here in A row which blocks this cell. So B1 takes 2. Now in column 1 there are 3 missing numbers and the missing numbers are 5, 6 and 8. You have a 5 here in A row blocking this cell and there is a 5 here which blocks this cell. So E1 takes 5. Now in this block there is fourth block, the only missing number is 6. Now I'll tell you this 6 is a very key number here which is going to help us crack all the matching pairs. Now the 6 cancels out the 6 here in I2. So I2 is now 8. I9 is 6. G7 is 1. H8 is 8. E8 is 1. E9 is 8. B9 is 1. A7 is 6. And coming down here, G4 is 6 and H4 is 1. In H row, the missing numbers are 6 and 9. There is a 6 here. So H2 takes 9 and H1 takes 6. In B row, the missing numbers are 5 and 6. There is a 6 here. So B2 takes 5 and B3 takes 6. Now in column 2, the only missing number is 1. 4 goes here in A3 and 8 goes here in A1. And the puzzle is solved.